Good morning, it's early doors. Got 2-week hire coming up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the machine back to other base, give it a really good wash off. It's not particularly mucky really, but I'm going to give it a really good wash off, and I'm going to go through it. I'm going to check all the levels. I mean, we do anyway for most hires. If we've got a little day here and there where we might just miss checking everything because we're in a rush to get the machine out, but because it's going out for 2 weeks, I'm going to make sure the tracks are tensioned correctly, make sure all the fluids and everything's all top drawer, and then and we'll get it dropped off later on today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this machine a nice good clean, then we can see what we're doing with it, see if it needs anything. Looks to me like the tracks probably need tensioning a little bit more, hanging quite low there. So get it cleaned, see where we're at, and then we'll go through a little bit of light maintenance. So because obviously you're hiring machines out and things actually naturally need maintenance when it comes to machinery, so setting up a bit of a plant hire business, you kind of have to be a bit hands-on. So you can't really expect everybody else, you can't expect plant fitters to come out and help you. You've got to just do these things yourself. So an extensive toolkit is one of the biggest things. I'll just show you a few through my toolbox, show you what I've got. So it's just stuff like various punches and chisels and stud extractors, you know, big spanners. We've got different things like riveter, nut riveter, big grips, filter removers, they're a big one, especially these sort of things for gripping filters that are a bit stuck and you can't get them out. Various small spanners there. We've got a lot of half inch stuff, big sockets. I've got 3/8 drive, 1/4 inch drive, you know, various bits and bats, little bolts, hacksaws, chain link riveters, bigger spanners, Allen keys, pliers, other sets of Allen keys, including imperial ones there, as well as metric. Screwdrivers, in through the pliers, random bits and bats, pens, marker pens, a load of other spanners, power tools, you know, all that sort of thing, little angle grinders, bigger windy guns here. They're good for removing teeth off buckets when you're on site, because it's quite difficult any other way. So you can just sort of see the likes of the tools that you need to have, and a good understanding of basic maintenance as well to run your machines. And I think that's essential for anybody who's running diggers, especially part of your, if you're a builder, if you're a gardener, landscaper, that sort of thing. If you're running power tools and petrol power tools and diesel power tools, you need to have a good understanding really of regular maintenance, because otherwise, when things start dropping to bits, it's going to get expensive. You go into these stores to say, you know, and other workshops and saying, can you fix this for me? You know, if you can do it yourself, you'll save yourself a fortune. I'm going to go through a little bit of maintenance now on this little micro digger. It's all been washed off now, so I'm going to go through it. I'm going to check the fluid levels. I'm going to give it a really good grease, and I'm going to tension them tracks. So I'll show you just some basics on how I do them things. So one of the first things I'm going to do, I'm going to check the hydraulic oil level. So obviously hydraulic oil is important on a little machine running off hydraulics, because that's what powers all the digging arms and all the retractable tracks, and how it moves is all done with a hydraulic system. So if you're going to check your hydraulics, just make sure you've got your blade down to the ground and you've retracted your arm fully. So that's where it's at its point, and you can see there on the fluid level or balls at the top. If anything, it's probably a little bit too much hydraulic oil in that, because ideally you want it in the centre. So for that, we'll just leave that as it is now, because I know I can just see at the top there, it's just a little bit over half. We can still see a bit of clear space in that optic. Now we're also running separate hydraulics for breakers, so obviously when these are changed and we run breakers, that can sometimes lose a little bit of your hydraulic oil, so it's always good to keep on top of it. Plus they seem to be at a level where most likely probably want them a little bit higher, so as to not cause any issues with the trench, you know, because these seem to catch the trench. I might look into actually moving these, looking at it, just wondering how difficult that would be. Probably not that difficult, to be fair, and I could get rid of those and get them out of the way. I'll have a look at it. What I've decided to do, for our hydraulic breaker, the pecker that we use, I've noticed there's one or two guys, when they're digging trenches with a slimmer bucket, they're catching or extended hydraulic lines. So we've already got somebody's already replaced that on one of the hires themselves, because they've obviously damaged it. So basically, I've lifted it up. I'm going to take the extended hoses off. I've measured our breaker, and the pipes and the hoses on the breaker are certainly long enough to reach up here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these off now. Well, I've got some trays on the ground there. That's just catching the hydraulic oil that's coming out. So I'm just going to carry on. It started raining, so what I've done, I've put up a bit of a shelter, put an umbrella up, so anything's not getting covered in water from the rain. So I'll carry on and see how we go. Just see there how much hydraulic oil is leaking out of those pipes. So you've got to catch it. You don't want that on the ground. I mean, it's obviously bad for the environment. we've altered the hydraulic system, we'll just check the optic again, and it's fine. We've ran the machine up, no leaks. Now we've checked the optic, so that's absolutely spot on. So we're going to, just while we're here now, we're going to lift the canopy on the machine at the back, the seating canopy, and then we're going to check. I'm going to check all the fluids now. You can see the water fluid here. Got plenty in there. It's just a little bit below the full mark there, so that's bang on. And we've got we'll drain the diesel filter, which is here. We'll just twist that and get rid of the water. We'll do that, and then and what we'll do, we'll pull the dipstick out and just check the engine oil and see how that is. So we'll basically pull the dipstick out there, and then and we'll check the engine oil. But it looks to me like there's plenty of oil in there. You can see now how we've set the machine up. You can see they're quite slack, those tracks now, how they're hanging down. So now it's our job to pull off the inspection cover, and there'll be a grease nipple in there. We'll apply some grease and it'll pull out the pistons on the rams, and then that'll tighten up the tracks. And we want just about, under that bottom roller there, we want about 1/2 inch, 13mm of play, and that's about it, so they're quite tight. And as you can see there, I've got a battery powered grease gun, so you've got to find the grease nipple. Not that easy, you've got to push it on. And now, put some grease in there and watch them tracks lift up. You can see now it's the track's all tensioned up properly, so all we'll do exactly the same on the other side, and then that's ready to go. So now that the machine fuel has been checked, the oil has been checked, the hydraulic oil has been checked, coolant has been checked, the diesel's been drained out of the filter to get rid of the moisture, the tracks have been tensioned. So now we're just going to turn to the general greasing of the machine. We're going to give it a good grease all round. Every grease nipple we've got will get greased, and then the only thing left to do is give it a bit of a spraying off with some mech oil, like WD-40, that sort of thing. That'll just stop any corrosion while it's sat there in damp conditions. I mean, it just makes the machine look a bit nicer as well. So we'll start with finishing off with greasing the machine, and then we'll put some mech oil on, and then we're ready to load it, ready for dropping off for hire. See, I'm just putting the mech oil on now. Lovely. Right, so we're all loaded now. You can see each machine strapped on. You can see the all the grease there where we've done. All the fresh grease everywhere. So now just ready to go and do the paperwork, which I've described to everybody on the last video, and what I'm going to do is probably have some dinner and then probably go and deliver it. So obviously, to remain DVSA compliant, delivering machines and that, we've got what we call a vehicle defect report book, and you can buy these. You can get them off the internet dead easy. These are ones, TAC Pro ones, driver vehicle daily check and defect book. So it's what you would do in like a truck every day. So obviously we do it. We're dropping machinery off. We're on the public highway, so we do everything by the book. So I've got filled that one in now. No defects. So we're ready to roll. We're ready to get on the road and get this machine dropped off in Burnley. So we're pulling up to the job now where I'm dropping this machine off. We're in Burnley. I'm always a bit apprehensive about the East Lancs, just because we have had a few machines go missing around here, to get them back, you know. Well, it's a guy, it's some guys who we hire out regular too, so it's not them that's the problem. It's just, you know, it's if other people, it's just if other people see us dropping the machine off and then want to come back later, you know. But that's the risk you take with plant hire. Right, so we're here. That was a bit difficult to get to. The road's a dead end and doesn't look like there's anywhere to turn around with a trailer. So I've just had to reverse it. It's hard to see because it's sun, but I've just had to reverse it down in between all these cars and vans. A bit difficult to get to. And it looks like there's nobody here on site, or there might be somebody in the house, but I'm going to have to try and get the machine through that little gate there. So we'll go, see how we go. So as you can see, I'm going to get this machine up this curb and through that tight gate there, and we'll see how we go. Right, well, that's that dropped off. We were just talking to the guy whose house it was. He's having it all underpinned, which looks an interesting job. So that machine's supposed to be out now for 2 weeks. So I'll be back hopefully in 2 weeks when it's all finished. Now, we'll get back on the road. I believe the traffic's pretty bad near our base, so there's been an accident and the road shut off, so we'll see how we get on. But for now, I'll catch you in a bit. Now, I'm in a DAF, got a full trailer and I'm going back to Gatwick, same place as yesterday, so hopefully I can do it in the day. Because yesterday I was